This Corner with John Ball is brought to you by KNEO 91.7 FM, The Word.
Hey there, Four States. This is Luke Taylor, and welcome to From This Corner. I am filling in once again for John Ball here on the program because we got something that we really want to tell you all about, a great opportunity for those in the four-state area coming up on Christmas Day. And so we'll get to that in a moment. I'm joined right here in the studio with Roberta Foster, and she's a longtime employee here of KNEO Radio. You often hear her voice both on the air, and if you ever call out here to the station, she's probably going to be the one who picks up the phone and says hello. And Roberta, thanks for coming on From This Corner today here in the studios. Well,
what a treat to be able to talk about the community Christmas dinner.
Yes, that's what we're going to be talking about today. This is one of my favorite things that KNEO does, something that I'm glad our station can be a part of each year. Tell us what the Community Christmas Dinner is.
Well, it's an opportunity for folks that don't have a place to go to come down to what is formerly called the Civic, is now the Neosho Municipal Auditorium, 109 Main Street in Neosho. So if they don't have a place to be with family or friends, then they can come to the auditorium and enjoy Christmas dinner with other folks. It's also an opportunity for us to meet the needs of those that are homebound, so that like the Meals on Wheels program that is done through the Senior Center here in Neosho. They take the meals out, but they wouldn't be doing that for Christmas Day. And so we pick up where they leave off and make sure that people that are incapable of leaving their home can actually have a nice hot meal on Christmas Day.
Yeah. So something there for everybody. A lot of people get lonely this time of year. I mean, it's a great time to spend time with family, but not everyone always has access to their family. Some people live away from family. So this gives people an opportunity to come together and not be alone on Christmas Day, doesn't it?
Absolutely. You know, when families have his side of the family and her side of the family, you know, one year they get Thanksgiving, the next year they get Christmas. So when the families aren't going to be together on Christmas, this gives people an opportunity to spend with friends. They come down to the auditorium and they'll say, oh, there's people I know. Oh, there's people I know. I can go sit at their table and, you know, have conversation and fellowship with them. And a wonderful meal. Mm-hmm. It's a great meal. And we can thank a lot of the volunteers that come together to prepare that meal. We can thank them for that. And especially our head chef is Brenda McGilvery, and she's been doing this for 20 years.
Yeah, and that's about how long KNEO has been providing this dinner to the community, isn't it?
Well, we started a little bit later than the original date. This is our 20th anniversary as the Community Christmas Dinner. Mm-hmm. KNEO has been involved for 15 of those 20 years.
Okay. And that's about how long you've been here. So you've been involved in this for a long time too, haven't you?
For quite a while.
Yeah. Well, again, that's the Community Christmas Dinner, and it's something that KNEO is really playing a big part in putting on for the area. It's going to be held at the Municipal Auditorium in Neosho. It's on Christmas Day. And so no one out there has an excuse to be alone. Now, if you can't get out of your home, like Roberta was saying, you can get a meal delivered to you. And so if you need a homebound meal, Meals on Wheels, where do people go to find out more information about all that?
Well, the best thing to do is to call 417-451-5636. That's KNEO's number. And there will be people here that will fill out the slip, as we call it, with their name, address, telephone number, and any special directions. We also let them know what the menu is going to be in the event that there are food allergies or anything like that we need to know about. And so we work with that very closely. I do need to emphasize that this is in the Neosho city limits.
Right.
While people are welcome to come from wherever. If you live in Goodman, Granby, Seneca, Joplin, people are welcome to come down and sit in the auditorium and have a meal. But our delivery is limited to within the Neosho City area. So if people have friends that want to come and pick up meals for others, we can accommodate that. We just need to know that ahead of time. We need to have a confirmation of the number of people that need meals because we prepare them ahead of time. We have volunteer drivers that come in early and get the meals and get them out of the building and delivered while the rest of the community comes in at 11 o'clock and enjoys a meal to right there in the auditorium. Our serving hours are from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. and it's a really nice meal. We've got homemade desserts as well as drinks. We will be serving chicken and ham and fixings this year, and so a lot of great food for people to come and enjoy. We also have a little goodie bag that those that want to can take one home, and we have a gift for everybody that comes. We've got books and CDs and a variety of different things that we give out to each person that comes in, not each family, but each person that comes in. And we'll also have Dave McGarr and the Gideons there that will be giving free Bibles to those that want one. And so just lots of great interaction and wonderful reason for coming.
Well, the Community Christmas Dinner is a great ministry to this area. Like Roberta said, you get a great meal, you get a gift, and I'm sure everyone who walks through those doors feels special. Again, that's going to be on Christmas Day from 11 to 2. People can stop by, and I think there's probably people out there listening too who would just love to be a part of helping put something like this on, because we do need help. We do need volunteers, and I'll ask you about that in a minute, Roberta. But first, tell us how the Community Christmas Dinner is also serving our first responders and law enforcement.
Well, up until last year, a wonderful group of people from Faith Baptist Church had made it possible for meals to be delivered to the jail so that the cooks at the jail could actually be home with their loved ones on Christmas Day. Well, it was kind of a duplication of services in one way. So Faith Baptist has coordinated with the Community Christmas Dinner, and so now we put the meals together so that it can go to the jail, but it's expanded to where we take the meals to the fire departments, to the EMTs, to a lot of the other first responder areas in the Newton County area. And so we've been really happy with being able to do that, because those folks are not necessarily giving up, they were scheduled to work, but some of them are working extra shifts so that not everybody has to be available on Christmas Day. And so we consider it a real treat, a real privilege to be able to bless them with meals also.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, what is needed to make the Community Christmas Dinner a success each year?
Well, we start preparing for the meal being served on Christmas Day. And let me emphasize, that is on Christmas Day, December 25th. It's not early and it's not later. It's on December 25th from 11 to 2 at the Municipal Auditorium. But we start on the 24th because there's a lot of prep work that has to be done. And so we need volunteers to come in on Saturday the 24th, and starting about 9 o'clock, we get the setup. A lot of times Teen Challenge comes and helps set up all the tables and chairs and the work tables and the dining serving area tables and everything else. So that starts at 9 o'clock, and then we have food prep going on at that time. We have goodie bags being prepared, just a lot of different things. So we try to be done by 3 in the afternoon. And of course, the more volunteers we have, the more likely that will happen.
Right.
And then we also need volunteers on Christmas Day. The food prep starts at 6 a.m. because we want the food hot and ready to go into our to-go boxes at 9, so we can get all that taken care of and be ready to serve the public at 11. So we need between 50 and 75 volunteers that will be available on Saturday and on Sunday, the 25th. And we don't ask anybody to give their entire day up unless of course that's what they want to do. And there are many that do. They love being there and being a part of this special activity. But we have 1 to 3 hour shifts, I call them, blocks of time that people volunteer for. And so nobody has to give up a lot of time, but they can still be a part of this very amazing activity.
Yeah, no, that's great, because if people say, oh, I don't want to give up my whole Christmas, if you can give up 3 hours, you still got the rest of your Christmas there. But given 3 hours to help see this great ministry work accomplished, and we need the help with that, because we'll mention too, this year Christmas is on a Sunday. A lot of our volunteers that could regularly help, they're probably going to have church commitments with it being a Sunday, and there's not going to be able to get as many volunteers out here. So this is a year that particularly we do need a little bit extra help, don't we?
We do, absolutely. And because we're serving meals until 2 o'clock, that's pretty obvious. And then we have about an hour worth of cleanup afterward. So there are a lot of different places in which we have volunteers. Some people are serving the food. Others are greeting the people as they come through the door. We've got stand-up jobs, and we've got jobs or positions that people can help us with if they need to be sitting down. And some are in the kitchen, and others are out in front and center in the serving area. But one of the areas that people really enjoy bringing their families, and we've got a couple of families that every year bring their children. And as long as there are adults to accompany the children, we're really fine with that, because a lot of the people that come into the auditorium are older and don't have their grandchildren with them. And so having these little ones, these little servants of the Lord walking around brings an extra bit of joy into the lives of our older guests there. So we've got a couple of families that come and participate in what we call our cleanup and hospitality crew. And so a large part of their job is just to go around and welcome people and wish them a Merry Christmas, as well as to clean up the tables once somebody has enjoyed their meal and have left.
So that is coming up again on Christmas Day. If anyone just tuned in, we're talking about the community Christmas dinner that is sponsored by KNEO. It's at the Neosho Municipal Auditorium, and we were just talking there about volunteers. If you could take an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours to come and help out with that event. And to some people, it might feel like, that's taking away from their Christmas. But I would say this could be the best part of someone's Christmas, is helping out with something like this, couldn't it?
Absolutely. Some people have a dinner time evening celebration, so they've got the entire morning and afternoon, and we would love to have them come and help us with that. And if you aren't able to come out on the 25th, we've got lots of opportunities for the volunteers on the 24th. So the 24th and 25th, we need between 50 and 75 volunteers to help us out, to make it an easy flow for everybody. And then if you aren't able to come physically, the other need that we have is raising some money. The food does have to be purchased, and so we are asking for cash donations, and we usually try to raise about $3,500 each year to purchase the foods that we need to serve. On average, we serve about 500 people, and then when you add the meals for the volunteers, then we're looking at closer to 600 people. So every year is different, but the needs have been growing over the years, and so especially with the number of meals that we deliver to the homebound. And again, that's not just to anybody that wants a meal delivered, but it is to those that can't get out.
Right.
And, if they've got physical disabilities or whatever, they are encouraged to give us a call at 417-451-5636 and ask about having a meal delivered. If you qualify for that, with that homebound manner. And so whether you've got time or money, one or the other, we'll take both. And just Christmas is a time of giving, and Christmas is a time of recognizing that Jesus gave us so much when he gave of his life on the cross so that we could have eternal life with him. And the joy of serving other people at Christmas is something that you can't duplicate.
Right.
I know that it just serves a real special need for a lot of people. We've got some folks that have been participating, whether it's driving the meals to the homebound or participating right there at the auditorium. I think this, for some, that's 3 or 4 years. Some of our drivers have been active in this for probably 6 to 8 years. They just really enjoy the ability to do that. Now, we do have a number of routes, but because it is such a fun aspect to our project, most of those routes are already, the drivers have already recommitted to doing that. So that's not necessarily going to be where we need the most people. The most volunteers are going to be needed at the auditorium.
Okay. And so, again, that phone number, if you want to find out more information about any of this, it's 417-451-5636, and that's 451-KNEO if you punch in, if you remember things that way. But it's 5636 here for the radio station. That's where you can talk to Roberta. You can find out more about the event if you need to. You can find out about how you can volunteer. If you're listening and you're like, well, I think the event sounds great, but I can't be there for, I'm out of town or whatever for Christmas. We have a financial need too to be able to put on this event and bless the Neosho area. And so if you have a donation that you can make, give us a call, and we appreciate that. You can also visit our website for information on that. One more thing we need from people for this event to be able to put it on, we need lots of prayer, don't we?
Absolutely. There isn't anything that we do that we don't first come to the Lord and ask his blessing, his wisdom, his insight. He brings all these things together, and there's not been a single year in these 15 years that the needs haven't been met. And that's only possible to say because of our great God. And so as you hear this and you think about Christmas, and we encourage your prayers and solicit your prayers so that it will go as smoothly as possible, that people will have great joy. And, if there are people that come to the auditorium with a need, there will be people there that would be happy to pray with them. And, we may have people that come that don't know the joy of serving Jesus yet, and there will be people that would be happy to explain this wonderful opportunity to become a child of God.
Well, I can't imagine anything better to do on Christmas Day than to be involved with that. And so that is coming up here, and actually it's not very far away, December 25th. At the Neosho Municipal Auditorium, and we hope people will be able to help out with that however they can. One of the great things KNEO does here at the end of the year each year. And so we've been speaking today with Roberta Foster, one of the main people organizing this event and helping it to be possible. And Roberta, thank you so much for your time today.
Well, I appreciate the opportunity to share.
From This Corner with John Ball has been brought to you by KNEO 91.7 FM, The Word. You can watch this episode and many previous episodes of From This Corner on our YouTube channel, linked to our website at www.kneo.org.